For anyone that needs a little bit more help on how to understand the 3 different states of matter, so solid, liquid and gas, and how something can move, any substance can move from a solid to a liquid state and to a gas and even back again. Okay, so the first thing that you've got to remember is from solid to a liquid state, that's usually a reaction that requires energy. So the particles in a solid are more stable. You apply energy, and usually that can be in the form of heat energy. So you can apply heat to something, it becomes a liquid. Then you apply some more heat or even light energy. Any energy in any form can transform the energy level of the particles in the substance so that it can move to a more high energy state. So they're moving around a little bit more and they switch to the next state. So then it can switch from liquid to a gas. Depending on the substance, the type of substance determines at what temperature it changes from one state to another. Some substances require extremely high levels of energy. So if you're applying heat, then it needs to be an extremely high level of heat. Other substances can switch state quite easily compared to others. Now, to make it a little bit easier for you, because I've looked online and sometimes it's difficult to have a lot of examples all in one place, so I put up here 6 different examples. We'll start with the first one, which is the easiest one to understand because we see it around us all the time. Ice is the solid state of water, and you can see it in your freezer, right? Ice. When we let it melt, so it's absorbed the heat energy from the surrounding the air surrounding the ice cube, or maybe you've heated it up on a pan or some other way. Either way, it has gained energy. It then switches to the liquid state, transitions or converts to the liquid state, which is water. And then if you apply more energy, if you put it in a pan on a stove and heat it up, it gets to boiling point. Once it hits boiling point, it moves from water to the next state, which is gas, and it becomes steam. So it's now gaseous form of water. And the water particles have gone into a very high energy state and they spread quite quickly. If we go to the next example, in fact the next 3 examples are all metals, but for the second example, steel is a mixture of metals. So when you apply, this is one of those things which requires a very high level of energy to convert from solid to liquid. So very high levels of heat, for example, will take it to molten steel. But because steel is a mixture of different metals, it doesn't then convert to gas. That's why I put the cross there. Gold. Now the difference between steel and gold and silver is that gold and silver are elemental metals. So gold is just made, if it's pure gold, it's just made up of one thing, and that's just gold. Steel is made up of many things, and depending on the type of steel, it will be made up of different percentage mixtures of different things. Gold, pure gold, is just made of gold. Pure silver is just made of silver. If you apply a lot of energy to that, it becomes liquid gold. And just like any other metal or any other element, even if it isn't a metal, if you apply enough energy, it switches between the 3 states, from solid to liquid and through to gas. So gold will do that. That's why I put the tick on the end. You apply lots of heat, it becomes liquid gold. Much more heat, it becomes gas. So it becomes gas. And same thing with silver. You have silver, lots of heat, energy, or any other kind of energy becomes liquid silver. Even more beyond its boiling point. So the key thing is beyond its boiling point, then it becomes the gas. And there are different boiling points for different things. Liquid silver will become a gas. Now if you're wondering what elements are, well, that's a whole nother different discussion. But if you just keep to that idea that an element is made up of only one type of thing. So, for example, water is not made up of only one type of thing. It's made up of two things, hydrogen and oxygen. So it's a mixture of two different things. Steel, far more complex, many different things in there. Gold, one thing, it's an element. Silver, one thing, it's an element. Okay, on to the next one, a rock. Now a rock, just like steel, it's made up of many different things. In fact, it's much more complicated even than steel. It's made up of so many different things. But a rock is easy to understand. Okay, hard rock, hard thing. Mountain can be made of a rock. When you have a volcano, you have the heat from the Earth's core, it melts the rock, then it becomes the liquid form, magma lava. And because it's a mixture of different things, that doesn't continue to a gas state. It breaks up into different things of which it is made, and some of those things may become gases. But the rock itself does not become a gas, which is why I put a cross there. Now butter. Butter is another one of those things, solid at room temperature, but it's made up of different things. So butter is milk fat. So it's got proteins in there, it's got fats in there. If you apply some energy, apply some heat energy, you get melted butter, and that's liquid. But because it's a mixture of different things, they separate out into different things, and some of those things may become gas, but the butter itself does not become gas. That's why I put a cross there. So it will move between the solid and the liquid state, but it does not become a gas. Okay, what about examples going the other way? Well, you already have in this 6 examples, 1, 2, and 3 examples, which can turn from a gas back to a solid, back to a liquid, and then back to a solid. Now, at the end of this short video, I have a playlist, and I'll highly recommend that you click on that link. It will appear on the screen here as a playlist. If you hit that link, it will take you to the playlist, which then explains in very clear diagrams from other channels exactly what happens between the different states. And also there are videos within that channel, within that playlist, which explain it in the opposite direction, from gas to solid, and how some substances go straight from gas, bypass the liquid, straight to solid. They don't have this liquid state, or if they have the liquid state, it's an extremely short state. It stays in that state for a very short period of time. Okay, so under right circumstances, silver can switch from gas to liquid and back to solid state. Same thing with gold, and the same thing with water. And with water in that playlist, if you click on that playlist, and that playlist, I'll also have a link in the description below. So look below this video, you will see a description, and the link will also be there, the link to the playlist. It should have an illustration of how it can move from steam back to water, then back to ice. Alright, I hope you enjoy the videos. Don't forget to click on the playlist to watch all the recommended videos under this topic.